Okay, today I want to tell you a little story that I heard from my neighbors. They are from Peru, and we had dinner yesterday. And he told me his story, like how he came to the point where he was able to travel the world and let his money work for him. And I found it really funny, inspiring, and that's why I want to share it with you. I was cooking for my neighbors, by the way, because they were taking care of me. I was sick the last couple of days, and they were like, looking after me, buying me medicine, stuff like that. So I decided, as a, good energy exchange, I will make dinner for them. So I made my perfected dish, which is spaghetti bolognese, and I was cooking for them. We had a nice dinner, and then he was telling me a story because, like, I was asking, hey, how did you came to the point where you are right now? Because right now they are like in their mid 40s. He's 48, Nacho, and Viviana, I don't know how old she is, but anyways, he was telling me, like, he was working as a chef for a long time. So at one point he got burned out. He said, like, oh, he was managing like restaurants and like all the things, and it was like it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of pressure for him. So he decided to stop. Then he stopped doing it, but then he needed money, so he was looking for another job or like a way to earn money. And he knew he was good in like laboring, like doing something with your hands, like crafts. So what he did was he was writing on a paper what he can do, but he actually couldn't do. So in terms of, he was writing on the paper like, I can repair toilets, I can paint walls, I can build wardrobes or whatever, stuff like this. Because he knew, like, okay, people, need someone to fix these problems, of course. And then he was like printing a lot of papers where he had like the list what he can do, and he was like walking around in the neighborhood and was just like giving it to all the people. And then some people, one woman, he said, was like, she's, I need something who can fix my toilet. And it's like, yeah, of course, no problem, I can do it, but I can only do it tomorrow. She was like, oh, okay. And what he did is he went to the store to buy the tools to actually repair the toilet or deconstruct the toilet. I don't know how to say this, but like taking the toilet off basically, and asking them like, hey, what kind of tools do I need? Is there something I need to know about? And then he went home with the tools and this knowledge. And what he was doing was deconstructing his own fucking toilet. He was going home, going to his toilet with the tools he just bought, and then was like deconstructing the toilet just to see how to install one, like how, to put all the things together. And that's how he learned it. And then the next day he was going there and he was fixing the toilet. He was also breaking his wall. He was making holes in his walls to see what's inside of the wall, and then to make it to fix it again. I don't know how to describe it in English, but like, put all the layers on and the paint on, etc., and fix it again to see like how does this actually work. So then again, like I found this so so interesting, like to have this amount of courage to take action. And then he was like doing this for a while, and he got some regular clients. And with these regular clients he was working, and one of them, he was like he had some properties. And he was like, hey, I want to reconstruct, or like, how do you say, like refurbish a house. So there's like a property, like an old house, and he wants to make it new, basically. And he was asking him like, hey, can you do it? And he said, yeah, sure, I can do it. He had no idea. And then he just went there and just did it, and then he made it very nicely and everything was all right. The guy, like the investor, said, hey, I have a budget, you can have the budget, and then the rest is for you. So he made like some good money out of it. And then he made another one and another one. And so he started to just by taking action to create this new business. And by that, which is the second point of this video, is like how he got to this lifestyle where they are able to, let the money work for them and travel the world. Is like they saved a lot of money. They saved all the income they got from this, and then they got more into the. So he was a laborer, and now he's like an investor, right? And then the bridge between it was like laboring, and then he was like into real estate. So he was like also building the houses and then selling them. Now they're buying land in Chile. Buying land and then holding it for a couple of time and then selling it cheaper. More expensive, of course. Now they're investors. Now they are not working much. They have someone who's actually allowed to sign contracts in their names, and so he's like they're looking for land in Chile, and this guy goes there and then like he's signing contracts, etc. And then they're holding it for a couple of time, reinvesting into the stock market, and then just live from the dividends. And that's basically how they do it. He's also like he's a character, He's like, when he explains something or telling a story, he's like, he's a fucking storyteller, like, wow, like eccentric, and it's a lot of fun to listen to him. And I actually told him, hey, you should start content. You should do something with this, But anyways, the point of this video, I just wanted to give you like some inspiration for like taking action, because right now the problem we have is back then he didn't have the knowledge to the access to information like we have nowadays. YouTube. I got my whole knowledge from like editing videos, creating content, etc. It's basically from YouTube. And if I want something like, we have ChatGPT and all these things, we have like endless resources of information. That's not the problem anymore. But back then he didn't had all these resources. So he stepped into the role of an action taker. So he took action instead of, procrastinating. But what we have now is like, we have so much information, we have so much things going on and opportunities, and like, we want to perfect things because we think it needs to be better, it needs to stand out, whatever. But the real problem is like that we procrastinate, that we don't take action. Because what tends to happen is when we procrastinate, we are not making experiences. We're not having fails. We're not having wins. We build up this construct, and once we maybe then go out with it, then it might flop, and then we just lost a lot of time, and we lose motivation because we spend so much time on making it perfect rather than just going out there and taking action, and then just fail, and then have a win, and then fail, and then fail, and then have a win. And from all these experiences, something's coming up. Then he went from not knowing anything about, laboring to be actually a laborer. I don't know if that's the correct word for this, but, someone who fixes houses. And then he, transitioned into into the property, into real estate market. And now he's an investor, and now he's like location independent, and, his money works for him, etc. So yeah, that's something, if you're stuck, is like the message that don't procrastinate too much. Don't spend too much time in your head trying to build all these things. Just rather take the action, and that is leading most of the time, the experience itself from loss and wins is building the knowledge you need to get to the certain point. And that's what I experienced for myself. I've also been in that position where clients ask me like, hey, can you do this kind of video? Or can you do, when I got my first job, my first online job as a video editor, like for YouTube videos, for example, I didn't do any fucking YouTube video. I had like a certain base of knowledge. I know how to use my program, but I was not like an expert. So I said like, yeah, of course I can do it. Yeah, no problem. I was confident. And then I was like having the first video. And then I was like, while I was doing the video, I was watching tons of videos, like how to implement it, like how to make the transitions, how to make like the text pop up, like animations, blah, blah, blah. And so I build up my knowledge, you know, just confident and like, hey, I can do it. And then you trust yourself that you know like how you will figure out like how it works. And then you just implement. And that's the fastest way you can get somewhere. So I hope that inspired you. And if you like that kind of videos, then hit that subscribe button because there's more coming. And I'll see you in the next video.